Buongiorno and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we are going to just play with some new products. Our Sephora's open, so I'm going to kind of talk about that stuff. But yes, I have the new Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Finally. I understand that things take a long time to ship, but when you always feel like you're the last one, you know, we always do that where we're like, why isn't mine here? But we are going to test this out, and then I also got the new Lunar Beauty blush palette, Moon Prism blush palette. So we're going to be testing both of these out. I hope you guys are interested. I know I am. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. Hit that like button if you want more of these videos. I would really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and hop in. Okay, so we are going to get started with the Moon Prism blush palette. So I'm going to take this out. I'm so happy that I'm just like painting my nails and not having fake nails, and it's so nice. Being able to open things and not have to be like stressed out that every time I move I'm gonna break something. So this is what the palette looks like. It is like raised little moons. I'm okay about the packaging. I'm not like crazy about it. It is pretty though. Like it's just, you know, I'll know where it is, which I like. It is a little bit thicker than like my other blush palettes, like the Jouer, for sure. But it looks so pretty. I have no idea what made me like, I was just all of a sudden like, I need that. Like, I do feel like he did a really good job though choosing like shades. I feel like this is pretty good for a wide variety. So we are going to start with this. Obviously I have the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer to actually try it out. And we are going to start with this, and we're just going to throw that in the crease just so that, you know, we can kind of test these out in ways you can use them. And yeah. All right, so I'm going to pick up my Zoeva 227 and I'm going to dip into the shade Gravity. I was wondering though, I might be able to use this as a bronzer. I feel like I maybe, not really. It does have like that pinky like undertone, but in a pinch, possibly. Like if I just had the blush palette, I would totally try it out, but it might work. Like it might be like one of those reddish brown ones, but when I have a good tan going, I do like a little hint of like red in my bronzers. So maybe I'll do that. Do you guys actually like, I feel like we all do this, right? I just didn't really feel like, I was like, I just feel like throwing the color in the crease and like really focusing on the actual products. So I don't mind doing this. Do I regularly though? Like, you know, everyone's just like, you could use this for this and this for that. Like, do you guys actually do that or no? Like, are you like, yeah, that sounds great, but I'm never actually going to do that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I am. I don't actually, like a bronzer for sure. I do end up throwing it in the crease, like if I'm just in a hurry, but I don't generally like reach for a blush palette to be like, let me see what I can do in my eyes, you know? But that could just be me. But I do like this shade. I mean, it's blending out totally fine. I've been really into like cream products lately, so it's a little bit different. I can tell you off the bat though, these are pigmented to where, you know, I gotta be careful. I don't like a heavy hand with blush, so just be aware of that, but it's building up really, really nicely. It's actually a really nice crease color. All right, so we are obviously gonna put these on the cheeks. Let's try out the bronzer first, and then we'll move into the cheeks. So I'm really happy. I think when she first announced, we all thought it was gonna be like this. I have stuff stuck everywhere. I'm a mess. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be this size, and I'm really happy it wasn't. Mine took a long time. Like I ordered it that morning on lunch day, and I just got it last night. And now it's available in Sephora, so I'm a little bit like, I could have just ordered it from Sephora. I only like to order from brands' websites if they're having like a sale. Other than that, I like being able to order something just in case I get the wrong shade and I can exchange it, like in case it's broken. I like generally shopping at Sephora and Ulta because I like to go in store. Now it's different. I went to the store today, which is where I got the Lunar Beauty palette. So this is what it looks like. It's like a little clamshell. I really love this packaging. Like this is very sleek, very Charlotte Tilbury. This is like a little step up, you know? Like I feel like a little, I'm gonna say Little Mermaid, but like I didn't really like her. I was terrified as Ursula as a kid, like not my thing. She put a nice big mirror in here, which I'm very happy about because lately, you guys know, I'm like what are companies doing with this tiny little mirror? This, I could do my full face easily. I really like it. It's really easy to hold too. It's not like awkward. I mean, I do have little tiny like Gerber baby hands, but I can still hold this comfortably and I could probably do a full face. So I'm really happy about that. And it's not, it has weight to it, but it's not that heavy. So I got the shade Tan, which is shade number 3, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but we will see how it goes. So let's go ahead. Oh, it does feel like that really nice formula. I will show you guys, like, hold on. Okay, so I went and grabbed it. This is the Philipstar Bronze and Glow. And this is the, it only came in 2, but I got the darker of the 2, so it has like the orangey highlight, and then this one. And to be honest, I never really got the hype. So there are the 2 swatches together. This is the new formula, and then this is from the Philipstar Bronze and Glow. This definitely reminds me of like some of my Fenty bronzers, probably like the Hoola Caramel. Actually, I have Hoola Caramel right here. I thought I was gonna have to like search to find it. This is by far one of my absolute favorite bronzers. Like, still hate the box packaging, I really do. But the product is so good that I'm like, whatever, what can you do? So very, very similar in tone. So let me turn down the lights so you guys can really see. But these are the 3 tones. So this is Hoola Caramel, which is very, very close to this one, which I like because that means I'm gonna love it. Maybe this one is a touch more on like, maybe a touch more yellow, if I could, you know, if that makes sense, but very close. All right, so let's dig into this because I'm very, very excited. I'm going to use my Sonia G Master Face Brush, and let's see what it does. Oh, I love the big pan. I love big pans, and then I also feel bad because I don't go through them. These are refillable, so I like that. My only thing that I'm worried about with the refillable pans, okay, definitely going with a light handy, like, but is so far it's not like they have the refillable pans yet on the website, and I'm just like, I hope those aren't going to be like her website exclusive. Like, I hope the refillable pans will go to Sephora that way. Like, in case you're running low, you could just pick it up on a Sephora VIP sale and just pick up a refillable pan. I like the option of doing that, even though this is going to take me quite some time to go through. So I felt like $55 was pretty fair considering the size of the product. Like, I thought at first it was going to be like this one, where I was just like, that's a huge, huge difference. But, ooh. So I went in to Sephora today, and it was a different experience for sure. It was really hard to like enjoy being there the way I used to, which I'm really happy they're taking all these precautions, but you know, you couldn't touch anything. So, and I'm just someone who, like, I'm a child in Sephora, and I was just like, how do I get through the store without touching anything? Like, it was just not the best, but I feel like they tried their best, you know? Like, outside, so it's 104 out. They open at 11. I went at 11. It's 104 degrees out, and I'm like, it's hot. You know, you're sitting in the sun because they're only letting, like, less than 10 people in, I think, like 10, like around 10. It was definitely empty. In terms of like how they were limiting it, which I liked, but they gave us a bottle of water. You got 10% off your order if you like exchanged anything, if you were there to exchange. And then they also gave you like a free like big tote bag. Had some cute little, you know, quote on it. I don't remember what it was, but they tried to make it into a really good experience, you know. My thing was, is like they offered masks to you as well, which I thought was great, because I try to give everybody else the benefit of the doubt, you know, when like they're not wearing a mask in public. Like, not even in public. Like, I don't expect anyone to wear a mask when they're walking or running or being outside, but like when you're in a closed space, I prefer it. It's always the people I've noticed lately that don't wear a mask that want to stand super close to you, and you're like, can you please? Like, I have a hard time being like, I don't want to come off the wrong way. But it's also, if I'm going to take the precautions, like, you can't really, like, you're kind of being a crap person, you know. If they're offering you a mask and asking you to wear it in store, they didn't make anybody, so there were definitely people who still didn't. But I like that because I went into Ross and oh my gosh, it was like a jungle in there. There was like at least 50 people in the store and everybody stood really close to each other and it was making me so uncomfortable. Like, and I'm not someone who gets like uncomfortable. I'm just saying like, let's just try to be, you know, like let's just take every precaution right now. You know, I try to make sure that I think of it as like, you know, I hang out with my parents. I hang out with Nick's parents. Like, I don't want to possibly like spread anything to them. Like, I'm really tired of everyone just keep saying like, oh, you'll be fine. Like, you're young. And so why does it matter? We're young people, so we're not going to get it. And I'm like, I don't want the people I love to get it. I'm also in charge of my clients' health. So I feel like I'm responsible for them. And then also, regardless of not being able to like get it and be fine, like that hospital bill is going to cost us a lot of money, you know? And I'm like, I can't afford that. So there's a lot of reasons to take the extra precaution. Okay, I'm done with being a downer. I'm sorry. Let me turn down the light so you guys can really see. But that went on so well. It definitely reminded me of her, like it was the same feeling of her actual powder. And I actually feel like that shade is totally fine. I can definitely build it up, but I feel like, you know, you can already see on my forehead, like we built it up a pretty good amount, but I could definitely go in deeper, but I'm actually really happy with the shade. I got really scared that I was like, maybe I shouldn't have chose that one. But yeah, that is what it's looking like. And I'm very, very happy. Now, I'm going to keep the lights turned down. Let me know what you guys think. It's obviously beauty lighting, like, cancels everything out and makes you look better. But I also realize that, like, you're watching, or I feel the same way when I'm watching reviews where I'm like, I can't see the true color. I can't tell it how it looks on texture. Like, so if you guys like this, I will do it. Like, film the actual, like, makeup application in lower lighting. Just let me know, because I'm happy either way. Like, I get it. I am not a filters person. I want to see reviews that I'm like, I want to see what happens. So I kind of want to go in with Twilight. I kind of want to go in with the peachy one because it's so pretty. So we're going to go in with that one. All right, this is the JH06 brush. But I feel, let's actually try Pink Moon just to see if it shows up on my skin tone. This is the only shade where I'm like, I don't know if I can pull that one off, which is fine. You know, I don't need to be able to pull off every shade. So let's just see. So we're going to go in with Pink Moon first, because I don't know about that one. If it's a light application, I'm totally fine with that. Like I said, I'm not a huge blush fan. I really love that he didn't include a lot of shimmers in this. And the price point wasn't bad. Okay. So, I mean, I can see the tiniest little hint, which I'm not mad about. Like I said, I don't really love to go heavy-handed with blushes, and I actually really like that. But now we're going to grab a different brush and we're going to layer the Twilight shade on top. Yeah, what has everyone been up to? Yeah, I was just letting you guys know. Sephora, it's definitely, I don't know, what makes you guys go in store? Because for me, I like swatching. I really like swatching in store. That's a pretty blush. So it's not like this is already more than what I would usually do, and I don't feel like I look like a clown. Like, it actually looks pretty good. I'm going to take it back a little bit. But I don't really, like, that's kind of as low as I take it just for my face shape. I don't have, like, round cheeks. They left me when I turned 25. I don't know where they went. And I'm not mad about it. I really don't. I've never liked my baby fat around my face, so when it disappeared, I was like, sounds good to me. All right, we're going to spray with the Farsali, and then we're going to try the one shade out as a highlighter. All right, so we're going to pick up the shade Soleil, which is more of the shimmery shade. It's the only one with shimmer, and I'm going to put it right on top as a highlight. Obviously, you could bring it down for your cheeks, but for me, I notice that it just brings out too much texture, and I just don't prefer shimmery blushes. I just don't like them. That actually works perfectly. It reminds me a lot of Benefit Tickle, or like the Natasha Denona Alba. It has that like shift to it to where it's still gold, but it also looks pink. But I think that's really nice. So let's put that on the inner corner. But yeah, I notice myself in stores where I'm just like, I'm scared now. Like, I'm just like, I'm scared I'm doing something wrong. And like, even in, you know, when I was in Sephora, I was like, am I allowed to smell things? Like, that's the other big part with me is I like to smell, not makeup, but anything that is a lotion, a serum, a cleanser, anything. I'm like, I need to smell it. A sunscreen, you know? So like, it's gonna take some getting used to for sure. So I'm just gonna pop that in the inner corner. And then we're gonna go ahead and take the same shade that we used first, the Gravity shade, and just smudge out the lower lash line just so it doesn't look so bare. But I'm sorry it's been a few days. I'm just really struggling with what to put out, what to, not even like content wise, I have a whole notebook of ideas. It's just, you know, like mood wise, like I've been really busy with work and trying to get people back on track, trying to schedule people. And it used to be that like, you know, I'd update people once a week on their nutrition plans, and now I've kind of, like, ever since this happened, I've pivoted to being like, whenever you need something, let me know. Like, I will be available because I need, obviously I need the income, and people can't just go find whatever they want. People are still scared to go to their grocery stores, you know? So I'm just like, I will be available for you anytime you need me, which I don't regret, but it's definitely a lot more work than what it was in the past. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, no, I need to hold on to these people because I have no idea like where we're going from here. If we're gonna, you know, be fine and just move forward or what. I'm sure like the rest of you, I think that's the most frustrating part of this whole thing is just being like, when are things gonna be normal-ish? Like, what are the timelines? Yeesh. All right, I think I'm just gonna throw on a gloss and then we'll do some swatches. So this is Gold Allure from Pat McGrath. I might end up throwing on a lip liner because I feel like I'm gonna look naked, but these feel so nice. All right, so I'm going to swatch these guys. But yeah, what have you guys started going out again? What is it happening in the world? Like, we've literally gone nuts. Like, we've started, we have like bird feeders that we're like now just like, let's watch the birds, you know, like random things that I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, what has happened? But that's really about it. We're still watching Defending Jacob. I started the Epstein case on Netflix. And then, of course, the freaking TV died in the middle of it last night. And I'm just like, I can't sleep without noise. So I tried one of those apps, you know. I tried looking on Spotify, like rain noises, white noise. Then I was like, I gotta pee now. Like, I can't do it. Okay, so I did go ahead and add Costa Rica lip liner. I didn't put lip liner on my eye. I put MAC Costa Rica eyeliner in my eye. Oh, my hair. But these are the swatches of the blush palette. So you have a good range here. Let me turn down the lighting again so you guys can truly see. But this is, I feel like it's a really good range. I feel like it will work across a wide variety of skin tones. I think if anything, maybe if you're on the very pale side, just make sure you go in very light-handed because these are very, very pigmented. So be careful. They also are buildable, which I like, but there's not a lot of powder kick up. I don't feel like I don't really have any complaints with them, to be honest. I also really like that he chose shades where, you know, for me, I tend to change up the way I do my makeup for summer and winter, right? Like winter, I'm just like nudes. Like I want a nude blush and that's kind of where I live. And then in the summer, I'm more like, ooh, a hotter pink, a bigger peach, like a bigger peach. You know, I just want colors like these where I want them to pop a little bit more. So I feel like he did a good job in range wise where I'd still reach for these tones in the winter, like this one and this last one. I think I could probably do this in a very light layer. Let's actually do that. Why not? I'm not going, well, I'm going to my parents' house, but I'm not going anywhere far. So let's dip into Gravity just to see if it works as a blush. So I'm going to literally like, that's it. And I can already tell like you do have a little bit of powder in the pan. What's happening today? But yeah, I feel like I could still make it work if I was just super light-handed with it. But, but overall, overall, yeah, I'm really happy with this. I like that it doesn't feel cheap by any means. The packaging, like everybody has different styles with packaging. I won't lose it, which is good, but it is a thicker palette than what I'm used to for a blush palette. But it feels like it doesn't feel like a cheap. It almost looks like a book. Is anyone else? I used to love buying new books at the book fair when I was little. Weird fact about me. I really do. I love the smell of it. But now I'm like, do these have a smell? No, not really. But yeah, the blush palette, $35. It is on Sephora. I did want to check out the glosses, but they are not on Sephora. They're only available on Lunar Beauty's website. But yeah, I feel like Lunar Beauty is really, every time he comes out with something, the packaging is different. Some people like packaging always to be the same. Like Charlotte Tilbury definitely follows a, like, you know when you see the packaging, it's Charlotte Tilbury. Whereas Manny, like every collection is a little bit different, which I appreciate. Like, yeah, the little raised bubbles aren't like my absolute favorite. But I also appreciate them, is I guess what I'm saying. I'm also like, it's something different. I'll know where it is, which that's a huge plus. And for 35 bucks, I don't think that's a bad price point. I like it. And I like that I could use the shade as a highlight because I would never use this on my cheeks. So if you were a similar skin tone, you would be able to get away with it as a nice highlight. In terms of the bronzer, I really like this. My only like concern is just like if they're gonna have the refillable pans available, even though I'm like, why am I worried about that right now? Like, am I gonna go through this anytime soon? No. But it would also be nice, like if I could buy a refillable, like say if I want to buy like shade 3 or shade 2, like for winter time, a shade above so it's not as deep, and then I could pop this out and put it in the other packaging, that would be great. I feel like then you wouldn't have to pay a full price for another bronzer. I probably don't need it. I have now been like bronzer galore for sure. So I'm going to do a whole video on all the new cream bronzer products. The only other bronzer product that I've gotten recently that's powder is the Kosas, which I don't hate and I don't love. I'm still really playing with it to figure out how I feel about it. But this is a matte, whereas that one's very, very shimmery. And the formula is nice. It's a baked formula, but like if you use it as just a bronzer, it's so easy to just go overboard and you look metallic, not bronzy and like a little shimmer. Like the light will catch it and I'll like be filming and I'm just like, what's wrong with this? And then I realize it's just the light, how it catches. It looks, there's just something off about it. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to keep messing with that one. But overall, I really like this. Like I said, I mean, my Hoola, it's not like something revolutionary, you know? If you have a good bronzer collection, I'm sure you have something similar. But the formula of this is really, really nice. So I highly recommend it. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, you absolutely need it. I love that they came out with more than like 3 shades. I think they came out with like 4 or 5. But I think that all bronzers need to start doing that. I'm just like, why? Like the Kosas one, I'm like, I got the second shade and I'm like, I needed the in-between, you know? And even for this one, I felt like I watched Kinky Sweat's video and she was like, I need one step up from this, but not the like second shade. I like that brands are starting. I know we always say like, we don't need more, but at the same time, having available shades is very nice. Like, I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards Fenty because they do a great job with like wide range and it's not just foundations. So I appreciate those, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. Did you guys pick it up? What do you think of the blush palette? Are you guys what are your thoughts? Tell me. Hang out with me down below. But yeah, that is it for me. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.